Hello, my name is Mel, and just want to introduce myself. I kind of jumped on this cohort a little late, so apologies. I didn't realize you guys had a submission. But I think I emailed you, and I'll include my phone number in the comment thread. But shoot me a text and we can schedule a meeting. I typically like to just have 10-15 minutes to get to know my mentees at the beginning, answer any questions you might have. But this is how I do my feedback. I'll watch the videos, take some notes, and then I've found that videos are easier for me to explain instead of trying to type it up. So right off the bat, that was awesome. I love your tone, your regulation, kind of how you're speaking to the client, all the above. It seems like you have some experience, which is good as well. So I would love to know the background on all of that. And I'm assuming this wasn't your first session if you were on the 26 board. So we will also talk about that in our chat. But I mean, it looked great. I like that he had a fidget. It was pretty impressive that he was able to kind of maneuver that and poke, but I would just remember to really keep an eye on his eyes and make sure that they're on the board before he starts poking, because they might go to the little fidget instead. You had great board placement, awesome continuation prompt. I loved even just that you had that gestural but staying still. Sometimes the next step, instead of the pointer, I just do a fist and then I'll try putting it on my lap some for that fade. Good job adjusting his posture. I would even kind of go a little more extreme and get his hips all the way back so his back is nice and straight. When you're reading, I typically will do, 3 or 4 keywords, and I try and be cognizant of their age and choose age-appropriate words, more challenging or maybe more unique words or whatever. And if there aren't any that seem age-appropriate for that specific client, then you just don't have to spell out any keywords. Also, whenever you're doing it, working with anyone, we typically only use spell words at the beginning of the session just for a warm-up, first 5 minutes, a few spells. Sometimes if I have a really young client or a very, very busy body, I might incorporate some other spells just because, it requires the least motor and cognitive ask. But yeah, so if he's doing spells at the beginning, 0 mispokes, then just go to greens, because then that will help build your relationship. I would even push him away from the table a little bit more so he has that full arm extension. You want his arm to almost be completely extended when it's touching the board. You don't want that overextension, but you want that nice natural out and little bend. If you can, try and get a better camera view. I know it's tricky, it's the first one, just gotta get creative, and then some clients don't really allow you to videotape, but I have a tripod that goes pretty high that works well. I had noted to fix the pencil grip, and then shortly after you fixed it, so great work. I always tell everyone, there is no limit to how many times you can readjust that pencil grip, and eventually it will become myelinated. And yeah, I think that's it. You did awesome. I'm excited to see who else you're working with. Let's see. Yeah, the transcripts are tricky, mine don't look pretty. I write really fast and then I end up typing them up for my clients afterwards, but It's okay, you know, just think of it as a break for you and a break for the client, and it helps for keywords, you know, highlight them, that they have importance, and then when you're writing those questions, it's just a nice little break that everybody needs, and it goes faster eventually, but I promise once you are seeing clients for hours at a time, you really look forward to those seconds when you get to write a sentence for a question. And I don't know what you mean by using the 3 board instead of the 26 for some of the words. I would just, he seemed to be doing okay, but if you think he was struggling, then that's when you just up the prompts a little bit more and maybe do more of that gestural or directional and just support him a little more at that. And totally normal to be nervous. It gets easier and easier every time. The recording is awkward. The knowledge videos are awkward, but you'll find a flow. And yeah, so I guess now seeing your question about the 3 to the 26, you always start on the 3s no matter what. So I don't know if you started on the 26 or not, but it kind of went okay. But yes, always start on the 3s, and then, you know, prompt heavy, decrease the prompts if there's some good accuracy, and once there's very minimal prompts on the 3s, then you move up to the 26, but then, you know, you're reintroducing a whole new motor, smaller letters, so you know you have to up those prompts again and then fade appropriately. And then for laminate, so on. So yeah, sorry, this was a lot of info, but please text me so we can have each other's phone numbers. Always text me whenever you submit something so I can mark it down and remind myself to check it out within a few days. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.